What is going on, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, the founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency. And today is episode 47 of the Starts with a Vision podcast, Reloaded, man. And you already know, man, every Monday and Wednesday we coming to you with some heat. And today is no different. I want to talk about some good stuff, of course. But this is for if you have a product-based business. And you know I talk to y'all who have product-based businesses, right? This is a real conversation that we have to have because it's important. So I really want to ask you, or start the conversation of like, are you investing in your business to grow? And how much are you investing into your business? Because here's what I know. This word scale is being thrown around. So when you really like study business, scaling your business, like the word scale, that isn't even a thing until you're spending like 100,000 a month on ads. So going from 5,000 a month to 25,000 a month, that's not scaling. That's growing, but that's not scaling. But everything happens, in increments, right? So it's perfectly fine, but it happens in increments. So here's what I want to talk about or converse about. If you are doing, let's say you do $50,000 to $75,000 this year. Something that I've learned is when you're like under 200,000-ish a year, you're skeptical of everything usually, and you're also very fearful of money going out, right? But you can't operate like that if you're trying to get to the millions, right? And the reason being is because you have to gain a better relationship with not only money, but with your future. And I'm going to break down what do I mean by all of that. But you have to start like this is what I mean. When we start a business, most people start a business, especially black people, we start businesses that we're not in a place of comfortability yet. So we're starting businesses in survival mode. So we're still in this place where we want to hoard money. We want to save money, right? So our business starts making a little bit of money, $5,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month, and we want to start saving it. So what this does is this actually constricts your growth. This actually limits how much you can grow. This is why I always say you should get a CPA, but because they can help you forecast. But if you are using your business as a savings account, how will your business grow? If you're using your business as a savings account, how will your business grow? You cannot save your way to wealth. And, when you are accumulating wealth, you have to learn that you have to make investments that grow. Your business is a vehicle to generate wealth. But your business is not something that should be a savings account, unless you want it to be. But if you make money in your business and you just have the money sitting there, what good is that? So you have to form a different relationship with that. You cannot operate a growing business, growing and thriving. You cannot operate a growing and thriving business with the same mentality of when you started that business in your personal life. See what I'm saying? You have the business and your personal life. You have to learn how to separate your personal life and operate the business. I'm going to go deeper, so follow me. Let me give you an example. My first year with SWAV Eyewear, I remember, so we We flopped on our first run of inventory. We manufactured out of China, right? Went to Europe, found a new manufacturer, all the good stuff. Then what we ended up doing was we did a Kickstarter. Okay, raised the money, we got the inventory. We raised the money in the summertime. It was in May. We launched it in May, April. In May, we launched it. In June, we did it. We got the money a couple weeks later. Didn't get the inventory until November-ish. November, December. So what ended up happening was we got it. Started off with 300 units, okay? So then it was like March, kind of like March, April-ish. I wanted to keep stacking the money, but I needed inventory. And it takes 4 months for my product to get made. So what happens is the personal, right, Isaiah wants to save the money. But the entrepreneur, the founder of a company that's trying to grow, can't save the money. I have to dump the money back into the business. You have to understand that you cannot operate your business with the same mindset as your personal life from the past. So what I ended up doing was I asked myself, where do I want to go with the company? Okay. And then I asked myself, how much inventory do I need on hand to be able to make the amount of money that I want to make per month and then get it to the point where it's just continuing to grow? The answer to that forced me to drop a deposit for more inventory. That simple. It was literally that simple. So that's the growth mindset. You have to make investments based on where you want to go. So when you're growing your company and it's growing fast, and this is why I always say most people aren't ready to grow fast. Because when you're growing a company and you're growing fast, the money's coming in, but it's leaving just as fast because you have to keep up with the demand. So let's think about it. Let's say you're used to making $5,000 a month. Okay, cool. So you've been making $5,000 a month for 3 to 6 months. All right, got you. Now you see a spike in revenue. Let's say last month you made 5,000. The last 4 months you made 5,000. You get comfortable at 5, and then you see a spike in revenue the next month, and let's say it goes to 13,000. You got 2 entrepreneurs. One entrepreneur is going to think that it's going to keep up without investing anymore. The other entrepreneur is going to double down and take all that money and get more inventory. Because in your mind, you have to understand, the more inventory I have, the more money I can make. And this is why having a CPA is so important, because once you start to see your balance sheet, you start to really understand what's going on. A lot of people are afraid to invest money into their inventory because they don't want to hold it. But when you look at your balance sheet, your inventory is an asset that just hasn't been liquidated yet. It's that simple. And if you are, have aspirations of making millions of dollars, and let's say your product is $40, aren't you going to be shipping out thousands of units per month anyway? You're always going to have inventory on hand. We're living in a time where it's like so easy to make money on the internet that people try to make the most amount of money with like no inventory. And I get it, but at the same time, in-house is always going to drop your cost. If you look at anybody that does drop shipping, when they get serious and they say, okay, I want to take this and make it a real brand, they usually bring things in-house. 9 times out of 10, they bring it in-house. What does that mean? They bring, the machinery. They start making their product in-house. Because when you see the difference in margins, when you outsource your production and when you bring it in-house, especially if you can do it. For example, let's say you're in apparel. If you are drop shipping and you're doing print on demand, okay, you're doing print on demand, right? That's cool, but they're taking so much money, so your margins are being affected. But if you can get that same product made from a local, screen printer, your margins will increase. Then you'll be able to do more in your business, right? So you really want to start thinking about your business like this, rather than, oh, I'm making 100,000 a year, I'm comfortable with that. If you saying, I want to get to 7 figures. See, I talk to the person that you say this, but you're doing something completely different. If you're okay with making $100,000, then hey, do your thing. You know what I mean? Take whatever you want from this and spit out the bones. But if your words are saying you want this, I'm showing you how to get this. But if your actions do not match up with what you say, now we got a problem. We got to talk. Right? So these are things to think about. These are things to consider. But you got to start asking yourself, where do I want to go? How much inventory do I need to sustain? Keyword is sustain. Always remember, I'm about sustainability. I'm not about the flashiness. I'm about sustainability, because it's not about how much you make. It's about what you can sustainably generate over a period of time, right? Because sustainability allows you to withstand whatever goes on in the market and in the world. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you sustain. So ask yourself, right? How much inventory do I need to sustain a revenue amount monthly? Now you look at how much am I going to need to invest to make that happen, right? This is how you build a real business. You're going to have to calculate these things. You're going to have to analyze these things. Look at your best sellers. Find out what's selling, find out what's not. Get a better hold on your inventory. Get a better hold on your numbers. And get a better hold on your business, essentially. That's what's going to get you to the next level. Facebook ads are cool. Instagram ads are cool. The tactics, all that stuff, that's cool. But when we get down and we get into the nitty gritty and we lift that hood up and we look at the infrastructure and the numbers and the profit and everything else, that's what's going to tell a whole nother story. You don't want to have a pretty brand on the outside and a horrible brand on the inside. You want a sound business through and through, inside and out. And that's what's important. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. How much are you really investing into your business? Do your words match your actions? Are you investing for where you want to go? Or are you, just treating your business like a savings account? That's what I wanted to talk about today. So if you're rocking with it, drop some in the comments. Let me know. Always remember that this is the best direct-to-consumer podcast and platform. We come in to you every single Monday and Wednesday. Always remember that. So be sure to subscribe, like it, let us know what you're thinking about it. And always remember that every single thing you do in life, it starts with a vision. Peace.